adventurers. Today we're excited to introduce you to a new story, Dark Dice, a horror podcast that blurs the line between actual play and audio drama, where the story is determined by the roll of the dice. 6 adventurers embark on a journey into the ruinous domain of the Nameless God. They will never be the same again. One of the players is not what they seem after a doppelganger, a creature that can assume the form and voice of whatever it kills, infiltrates the team. As the players are picked off and replaced one at a time, can they figure out who the monster is before it's too late? Can you? In addition to a full-blown fantasy soundtrack with over 30 live medieval instruments and a 40-person choir, sound effects further enhance the story. Here's a quick example of what that sounds like.
The shambler with the jar of liquid inside of him.
Soren Arkwright let loose an arrow that cracked the glass, passing through the spine of the creature. The shambler still managed to maintain its forward momentum, but stumbled as it eagerly tried to bite and swipe at Soren, landing near his feet. As Rowena struck the shambling creature near Soren, she shattered the canister in its stomach, sending its liquid contents spilling to the ground. With a rush of liquid, the small fetus fell too, twitching and moving toward Rowena.
I'm gonna punt you.
Rowena launched the fetus into the mouth of the mimic with a kick.
So if you dare, gamble your sanity and subscribe to Dark Dice however you listen to podcasts, or on Spotify. Dark Dice can also be streamed at darkdicepod.com.
When were you born? I know you, little one. Your eyes are blue. Your eyes are blue. What do you see? I hear you. Your eyes are green. Whatever you are holding. Does it hurt? You were not this way yesterday. You are not this way now. You are a creation. You are currently creating. You are not born. Does it hurt? You are not born. You are molding. You are molding. You are molting. I know you. But do you know me? I hear you. Your eyes are green. Your eyes are blue.
Hello. Welcome to Rise of the Veiled Alliance, Tales from the Silt Expanse. I'm Chris, I'll be your Dungeon Master for the evening, and you join us in chapter 3.5, 4.5, somewhere around there in our tale. Our adventure is just escaping from the silt horror that chases their vessel of choice, potentially, as they try and travel through the Silt Expanse, trying to find the long-lost Caesar, but at this point, just hightailing it as best they can. Over the salt flats that sometimes dot the Silt Expanse and the horrible things that await within. But before we get too heavily into all of that, let's meet all of our players. So, who do we have today? There they are.
It's me!
Look at them all. Well, as we always do, let's go round, and I invite you all to give your name, your pronouns, your character's name, their pronouns, and maybe a sentence on how they're doing at the moment, starting this time with Bree.
How's it going?
Yeah.
My name is Bree, and my pronouns are she, they, and I play Kita, and her pronouns are she, her. Right now, Kita is chilling, actually, because the last time after we defeated the Silt Horror, we kind of just decided to hang out on the ship and become acquainted with the beings on the ship. So yeah, she's doing pretty well right now, for now. So
Good.
Yep.
Well, we'll see how that goes throughout the course of the episode. Thank you, Bree. Don.
Hi, I'm Don. My pronouns are he, him. I play the half-giant Gulag. His pronouns are also he, him. I think Gulag is having a good time. He's getting to know everybody on the ship a little bit better. He's excited about being away from the city and on the silt. And he's not perturbed about the fact that he may have made a new nemesis in this terrible beast of the silt. But he is perturbed about all of these potential ghosts on the ship. He is not down with the ghosts. And he's taking a nap.
So you said Gulag's doing fine. Gulag's doing fine on the obvious now ghost ship, and that's not bothering him in the slightest?
No, I mean, I think he's trying his best, because he doesn't want anybody to know how scared he is. But Rysar has an idea, I think, of how he feels about ghosts.
Yeah. Good.
Hey everybody, I'm Cord, or Mythomatic. My pronouns are he, him, and Kronqual, the character I'm playing, is also he, him. He's a turtle, confused, psychic warrior. I'm very excited because I think we're going into the Salt Expanse, the Salt Expanse. Tales from the Salt Expanse, the Salt Flats, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited for us talking to Chris earlier, being like, hey, this is going to be sweet. And Chris was like, no, it's not. So that makes me all more excited. So
Correct. It's not going to be sweet. It's going to be salty. There's a very obvious difference. And
well, I mean, some people, different strokes for different folks.
Kiana.
Hi, I'm Kiana. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Rickus, who is a Tari rogue. Their pronouns are they, them. They're doing pretty good. Saved a couple of their new friends, so they're feeling pretty good about that. It's just really like a kid in the candy shop in terms of like new stuff happening and getting all that information, touching things, talking to people, poking people, and all with their brother. So you got two annoying Tari just
For the price of
investigating
one.
everything.
What a deal.
Good. Lovely. And last but definitely not least, Toby.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hi, I'm Toby. All right, shut up. It's my turn now. Hi, Toby Osmond. Go by he, him, as does my Char, Rysar Ruathamir. Rysar is also having a nap with Gulag, actually, and also, I think, having quite a nice time. Like, just, it's nice to be out of Balak. Smells so bad, right? Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. It's nice to be out on the Silt Sea, even if it's full of horrors and terrors.
I mean, Don, I am sharing in your world here. Can we confirm Balik's smell level on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a cesspool and 10 being probably like pine?
It's the worst. Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Stinky.
Well, then you'll be glad to be on the Silt Sea, where everything smells of silt. Good. So, let us begin. At the end of the last session, you all successfully managed to defeat and run away from an ancient silt horror, a kraken-like creature that lives in the silt, all tentacles, all eyes, all mouth, all at the same time, which is a pretty horrible combination. It is chasing after your ship, the Sirocco, and has a very definite personal connection with the psionic ship floater orb that means this beautiful ship can fly, hover just above the level of the silt. You also found out that your ship, all of the people you have met on the ship, are not actually there. They are ghosts. And not ghosts as in spirits of the dead forever bound to the service of the ship or anything quite so trite. No, they appear to be some kind of bizarre fey spirit or something similar, although none of you have really asked yet. But regardless, your ship is traveling over the silt, and at the end of the last episode, you will recall, to get away from said ancient silt horror, you made your way onto a part of the Silt Sea, a salt flat. These salt flats come at various points in the Silt Sea. You might think the Silt Sea is all sea and all silt. You'd be wrong. There's lots of different things in the Silt Sea, and the salt flats are just one of them. A perfect, pearlescent, white, flat surface that seems to go on all the way into the horizon. And as the ship has slowly traveled onto the silt, you have noted a couple of things. First of all, that sort of general back of the throat that you get from the silt that's constantly there is gone. No more small particles fluttering around your faces in the same way that they were at all times on board the silt. So, for one, that's very pleasant. Unfortunately, you have already started to feel, you've been traveling over the salt flats for maybe an hour and a half. You are already starting to feel the oppressive heat. Now, you're used to heat. Athos is hot. Dark Sun is hot as a setting. This is hotter. This is unpleasantly hot. The light that comes from the sun in Athos reflects off the salt, and in doing so, it's blinding in nearly all directions in a very low-key way at all times, and it is horrifically unpleasant. It is one of those things that you note just over time how you're constantly squinting. It's just a bit too bright, constantly, and it's a bit too hot. Like all of you are feeling like that kind of low-level dry heat that really starts to make the behind your ears, folds of the neck, wrists just slowly start to scratch and itch. And where they start to scratch and itch, and potentially where you have some wounds you are healing from the last combat, if you look at those wounds, they sting. Your eyes sting. And if you look at those small cuts and abrasions in your hands potentially, or things like that from the last combat, you can see small crystalline structures forming out of the air in those spaces, and it's unpleasant. The feeling is one of scratchy, itchy, dry heat, unbearable light. And also, just to add insult to injury, because the ship floats over the top of the silt, but only just, it's still just about the prow of it just kissing the level of the silt. On the salt, it scrapes across. There is a constant low level at all times.
Can I get a sample of that, just so I can have that
Sure.
on loop?
Of course, yeah. Hang on. One,
Just send it
two,
to me.
three.
more minute.
Now we know that sand whales exist.
Oh, salt whales be the worst. You also, like, the Silt is not known as a place where life thrives. You've seen some forms of the life that exists in the Silt, and it's not fantastic. But on the Salt Flats, you also, spending a bit of time here, there are no signs of any life whatsoever. It's also eerily, deathly, consistently quiet, apart from the grind of the ship, as described earlier. So yeah, that's the environment you find yourselves in. You've been going across this for about an hour. How's everyone feeling?
Well, I think
Rickus has found a small corner somewhere and has crammed themselves in there and refuses to come out.
Right. Well, there are plenty of spaces on the gun deck below. You could go into the machinery of the whole ship. Although, if you do go down to the gun deck and then maybe try and head down the stairs towards the place where Cronquil was earlier, where all the machinery with the wings is, if you head down there, there's a lot of like open hatches now where the wings have spread out the side of the Sirocco. So actually, it's even brighter in there than it would be than you'd expect it to be in the base of a ship. So the gun deck's probably the darkest space.
Yeah, they hate that. They've definitely gone and just found themselves in probably an impossibly small space. It would not seem comfortable for someone to cram themselves in there, but here they are.
Is Saren with you, or are you purposefully staying away from Saren as well?
I don't think Saren does this as much as Rickus does, so...
Okay, cool. Because you've found a little space to cubbyhole away. So you're on the gun deck, cubbyhole away. Anyone else? Dawn, Bree, you both had things that Gulag and Kita wanted to do?
Gulag was sleeping, but I don't think that as it gets so bright, I don't think that he'd be able to continue to sleep. And he does have wounds from the silt horror. And so like as they become itchy, like he starts scratching himself and that sort of wakes him up. And as he's like just squinting at all of this light, he begins to like strip off his leather armor and he packs it. Are there like, there's like barrels of stuff, right? Are there any?
There's not a lot
around?
on the deck of the ship specifically, because the ship, as it turns, tends to dip very solidly. There is as you can see in the lovely animation of the ship we have here in front of us, there is a hold. There is a hold at the front of the ship, which is currently full of food and supplies and water specifically. So you could easily pack your stuff in there, and it would be safe if you wanted to.
He'll pack it in one of them and then look for one that's maybe mostly empty, probably like take some water and like cover his head in it. And he's going to pull out one of the more empty barrels and just kind of stick his head into it so that he can kind of not have to look at this bright light. And I imagine that he goes back. He's not able to sleep, but he's on the deck of the ship, just kind of rolling a bit back and forth as it sways.
Can you describe, you've taken your leather armor off, so you're currently a half giant wearing what exactly?
Oh, he has pants.
Half giant, half naked.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's got these long baggy cloth pants that are very, very lightweight. So they're probably billowing about. But that would be all he's wearing. He's upper body completely stripped down, armor and weapons he's packed away for the minute, and he's put his head into a barrel wet so that hopefully he can try to stay cool as much as possible. But he's very uncomfortable.
So so for a visual, everyone, there's with a barrel on his head, wearing loose linen trousers, lying on the deck of the ship. I want you all to have that visual consistently throughout the next playtime. That is what is there. Because those pants are loose and it's very bright. Rysar, you were with Gulag.
Yeah, I was snoozing.
Gulag.
Yeah, we had a drink each.
Gulag's,
I think we had a little post-battle like drink, I think, and then scorpion snake venom or something, a cactus something poison, and just laid the head
poison
down. So I think I don't know. I think because elves sort of meditate rather than sleep, I believe, according to the yes, I think probably like. If it was a bit bright, I think Rysar would probably just pull a sort of drape over his eyes and just like carry on like.
No problem. So you're still having a snooze? That's fine by me.
Yeah, just chilling out.
Kita, you had a thought of what you were doing. What are you thinking of doing?
So she's going to actually lay down on the deck and put her hands behind her head because, I mean, she's heat resistant. So this isn't bothering her at all. She's actually finding a lot of relaxation in it. So she's just chilling.
Real nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kronqual.
I think Kronqual is he's a natural explorer and is very excited to see new sights. So I think the fact that it's bright doesn't really bother him as much as he is excited to see this new landscape, this new salty biome that he's probably never seen before. He's heard about it in stories and he's seen tapestries painted and woven that involve it, but I don't think he's ever seen the salt flats themselves. So I think he's probably, I think he may have seen it on the horizon as they were approaching it, and then he starts to go towards the side of the ship, maybe starboard side, and then starts to climb hand over hand until he is at the bow of the ship, and kind of just really enjoying this salty air hitting him, though he doesn't quite like the feeling of this salty dust hitting his skin and drying him out, but he does enjoy it.
You're a turtle
now,
so that would be awful inside your shell. Like it would be genuinely awful.
I think he's enjoying it the moment now, but it's gonna suck later when he of course has like the creases and folds of his skin and salt later. That's gonna suck, but he'll enjoy it at the moment with his mouth sort of open in a little bit of what you would think is a smile as he's just kind of. Ooh.
Sorry, I have this vision right now of you with your mouth open, just and then slowly just puckering, just all of the skin is puckering him with all the salt as he is going through. Oh,
like a hyper detailed Ren and Stimpy close up. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's awful. Okay, good. Right. Also, you do all note that this low level, like a chair being dragged across a floor, is enough that you are struggling to rest. You are struggling to sleep properly. Like everything here, this entire environment is designed purposefully to make it difficult for you to relax. You're welcome. So, as you are all in this space, the ship will continue to travel in the direction that it is going. If you don't ask, the captain will keep taking the ship across the salt flat, a safety precaution. And as you continue forward, you will be traveling across the salt flat for, a day will pass. 2 days will pass.
Yeah, can I just put some bits of wet cloth in my ears for like earplugs? I'm a sleeper myself, so I know about these things.
Well, can everyone except Kita please roll me the first con saving throw you have to make for spending time in the salt flats? Whereas Kita, you don't mind this. It's fine for you.
Thasian elves actually have particularly resistance to.
Yes.
Thasian resistance. Elves, you have a natural resistance to extreme temperatures and aren't adversely affected by the heat of the day or the chill of the night. You treat extreme heat or cold as if it were only very hot or cold, but suffer normally from abysmal heat or from magical/supernatural heat or cold. So I guess I'm less affected, although it might still be a bit piggy.
The con save here is not necessarily for the unbearable heat. It's also for the saltiness of the air, and it's for the brightness, and it's for the constant low-level grind underneath as well. The only person who's going to have to make it is Kita, because this is, frankly, partially where Kita is from. So, 4 con saves. What do we got?
Gulag got a 9.
Rick has also got a 9.
Scans. That also scans.
22.
That also scans.
I'm clicking the wrong button, sorry. Oh, 11. Yeah, and that's with a -1.
Wrong dice.
Crunkle is showing all of the effects of the saltiness, and there's like probably like salt crystals making a really stylish goatee, but doesn't seem bothered or phased by this in any way, shape, or form.
Wonderful.
It's just yeah, exactly. Having a wonderful time. It's all good. Kita, this is your jam. Like, not entirely your jam, but it is pleasant and you're enjoying it. And it's not a bad thing for you at all. Though you can see that everyone else you travel with is not doing so hot. Like, Gulag is literally stripped to the waist, wearing a barrel on his head. Like, that's not a good look. And it's been the same for days now. Rysar is just looking a little bit under the weather. Rikus has vanished. You have no idea where they are. So... yeah, after one day traveling over the salt, you are realizing that this might be something you're doing for quite some time. Do any of you have anything in particular that you'd like to do while you're traveling across the salt? Anyone you want to try and talk to?
Yes. I think during this time, Kronqual is going to... I mean, what, 2-3 days have happened? He's not going to stay on the bow of the ship this whole time. I think at this time they'll probably...
We're talking a day. We're talking a day and a bit now. Yep.
Yeah. I think in the downtime, I think he's going to approach our captain, who their name escapes me. But I will go...
The captain...
I don't think they did.
Captain Sarkix hasn't really given their name, so I think this is probably an opportunity for you to find out what their name is. Getting to their deck is very difficult. There's no ladder or steps up to their little deck on top because they can fly. So if you want to talk to them, you've got to kind of call them down.
Or I try to climb. And I think that's what he's going to do. He doesn't like to bother too many people. So I think he's going to... I don't want to bother him, so I'll just go up there myself. That wasn't awful. So that was a 19 plus my athletics. Which is...
Plus for athletics.
25.
You managed to make your way up the side. You managed to climb up the side of the top deck, the flight deck. And as you get to the top, the captain is up there, just looking out, looking around. And as you appear over the edge, it's kind of don't usually have guests, and they move around and start shuffling some papers and moving things like it's genuinely like, no, this is my private space kind of thing. And they sort of move things around a little bit. Yeah. Exactly. Like they sort of move a pen so it's straight, you know?
Yeah.
And finally, after like 30 seconds of faffing, turn around. Hey, welcome to the captain's deck.
Oh, it's lovely up here. You see a lot of the expanse from
that's kind of my job.
Yes, I enjoy it. Did you ever think of getting stairs for the deck?
No. Well, the whole point of this area is that it's my area and no one else comes into it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then I think Kronqual is going to then slowly waddle back and turn around and climb back down.
Oh, hey, no. You're here now. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just, next time I'll come down, okay?
Oh, very well. It's nice living space. I have a question. Where are we and how far will we be traveling through it? It's quite fascinating, but I am getting a bit parched.
I like the look, by the way. The whole salt crystals on the face. It's a nice look on you. Very stylish.
What do you mean?
Oh, you got crystals all over your face, and this wonderful it's like a goatee, but it's more of like an anchor goatee. Very nice.
Oh.
Hey, come look at this map. And they gesture you over and spread a map. And the big table at the front of the captain's deck is a map, and it's a map of the Silt Expanse. Looking at it, you can make some head or tail of it, but a lot of it is quite arcane. A lot of it is quite designed, quite... like it's clearly a styled map, less of a go this far for this distance and you'll get somewhere, and more of a there's something over here, something over there. Like it's sketched more than it is, and it's been slowly filled in over time by the captain's travels. So parts of it are quite detailed and parts of it are quite empty. Okay, so we're currently heading sort of east, a little bit south, southeast, across the salt flats. I'm crossing it by the longest stretch, because the longest stretch means that thing has a further distance to travel around, you see. I'm also trying to make sure it goes to the south. So if it goes to the south, then if we curve north in a bit and we go back up to the island we're looking for, then it should have a longer way to go around, and then it'll get lost, and that's what we want, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to go across.
So are we heading a destination as of now, or are we still on the run?
Well, at the moment, we're sort of going south by southeast, and then we're going to do a curve up to the north and sort of points on a point in the map that is literally nothing's drawn on it. When we get about here, we're going to do a curve, and then we'll turn up to the north, and then we'll be fine. That's what we're going to do.
How do we know when we've reached there if there isn't? I don't see anything here.
It'll be a little bit of guesswork, a little bit of thinking, a little bit of practice, a little bit of practical knowledge applied, I'll work it out. It'll be fine. We got another day or two on the salt, and then we'll be outside of it. Unless the salt flat extends a long way that way, which it might do, and then we'll be on here for a very long time indeed.
Oh, wonderful. I do want to warn you that with the potential sodium salt increase in the air, that we will also be going through water at a very quick rate. So I'm unsure
I'm aware.
How... Okay, very well. Also, I do trust you, as we all do, Captain...
Are you angling for something there? I didn't quite get you.
I was trying to catch your name subtly, but I have failed. What is your name?
Oh, sorry. Sarkix. Captain Sarkix.
Sarkix. Am I pronouncing that correct?
That's right.
Very well, Captain Sarkix. Thank you. I will alert the others as I make my way.
As he's going to try to, of course, climb back down. But gravity's way easier.
Hang on.
Going down.
Hang on.
Yes.
Hang on. Stop. There's a trap door, and they walk over to it and stamp on it, and it opens up. Just go through my quarters. It's fine.
Okay. Very well. I will keep my eyes in front of me.
And he goes down the trap door with his webbed mitts wrapping around his vision. He doesn't want to see anything.
There's no need. There's nothing really to see in there.
All right.
If you head down inside the captain's quarters, it's very dark inside. There are everything you would expect of like a living quarters. A couple of books. Nothing in there that strikes you as particularly like massively out of the ordinary, apart from a table on one side that is covered in strange bits of metal, crystal, all sorts of bizarro, strange devices that seem to be doing something or fixing something. You have a psionic connection, and you can feel a lot of psionic energy radiating from certain pieces there as well. This is their workshop.
Not taking
but there is
too
a door
long to valley. I think
there is a door at the front, so you can just open that door and step out. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Who
you can go
is
find the others and tell
me?
them if you want.
Yeah. Who is near me and that is on the deck? I mean, I know that like Rysar and Gulag are hiding on the main deck sleeping, right? You're on the main deck?
Probably not for the whole day, but they might still be there.
Yeah.
Keita's still on the main deck enjoying this environment, and Rikus is nowhere to be seen.
Perfect. Okay. I will go to Keita, and I will be like,
hello, I spoke to the captain.
So she's going to open her eyes and look up and see this giant turtle standing over her. She's like, okay. What did you two discuss?
Well, Captain Sarkis has no idea where we are going, but we will. We are in. We are in trail to rid the beast from our chase. So that's good.
Okay. what exactly do you want me to?
Hmm?
I'm confused.
I was just relaying the message. I'll leave you to your rest.
No.
How
I appreciate
are you
it.
doing?
I'm good. I'm good. This is kind of my mojo, so I'm just here,
You're what?
chilling.
I'm sorry.
My environment. My
Oh, mojo.
yeah, like something that I enjoy without any problems.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful, except I am getting a bit crispy in the joints. It seems this salt is doing quite a number to my scales.
Yeah,
but I am enjoying it for what it is.
You were standing in it for quite a bit. I was very surprised with that. Have you considered doing any stretching or anything? Maybe. I mean, I know you have the
That is a wonderful idea.
shell. Yeah, try stretch. Have someone like pull your limbs a little bit.
I will do that. Would you do me a favor and let the others know? I will get to the stretching.
Sure. Yeah.
Very well. All right.
He makes his way downstairs.
So, oh, sorry. So
it's all cool.
Nita's gonna stand up and she's gonna go over to Gulag and she's gonna kick on the barrel. Hey.
So Gulag has been like in and out of this barrel for the past day. Like sometimes he'll crawl out grumbling, kind of cursing, and like crawl over to where the food and drink stores are. He's a half giant, so he has a very large appetite, and he requires more food and water than other people do. And so he'll grab like large stores of food or water and then crawl back in with it into the barrel. And I think at this point, he's trying really hard to sleep, and he's really struggled to sleep. And so he's got a new plan. And also he has this wound on his chest from a lash from the silt horror. And that wound is like filling in with salt. It's looking really, really funky. And so he's in a lot of pain at the same time. So he has a new plan. And that plan is to cast the spell Silence on the barrel, on the inside of the barrel. And I imagine that it fills with this little brush of air, like this little whirl of air that pushes outward. It probably cools it down a little bit, and it keeps him from like hearing that scraping sound that is just driving him crazy. But his chest still stings. So as Kita's coming over to kick the barrel, and he's in silence within, he is screaming. Like nobody can hear it, but he is just screaming obscenities. He's so angry. He's so mad. So you might see like his chest is like really tight, and his fists are like really tight because he's like screaming, but you can't hear.
Are you a small child lying face down, flat on the ground, screaming into the ground? Is that what you're doing right now?
He is throwing a fit right now. He is throwing a total half-giant fit. He is so upset.
Oh, okay. As probably, I think I'm errant here. I think that's fair. Bree, just leave him. Just leave him. Just let him get it out. It'll be fine.
She just sees this giant just going ham, and she's like, you know what? I'll just give him a minute. Where's Rysar again?
Are you still on deck, Toby, or what's Rysar done? Where's Rysar gone?
Yeah, I'm feeling that I'm just wherever I sort of did the drink and then sort of laid down next to wherever Gulag was before he found his barrel. I think I'm still there. I don't know if that's top deck or below deck.
It is top deck. It is on the deck of
top
the ship.
Deck.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe like finding a shady bit or something where it's, I don't know.
There are no shady bits on the top deck because of the light reflecting off and this constancy. You'd have to go below deck to get out of
If we've been here a few hours, probably gone.
Day now.
This meditation is not going well below deck. Yeah.
Cool. In which case, you can be down in the crew quarters if you want to. There are hammocks there, which are quite comfortable and pleasant. Or if you go further below
ones,
yeah, the cursed hammocks. That's right. Do you lie in a cursed
hello,
hammock?
Rysar.
Just to check, Cronqual, can you remove your shell?
Oh.
No? You don't get out of your shell?
Great, though, but no, he can't get out of his shell. And it's just if only.
Come on.
We could say canonically now, if you want to, Cronqual, that your shell is potentially removable, but you've never done it till now.
I don't think so. No, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he keeps it. Oh yeah, because I've got ideas for how to deal with all this.
It's not a hermit crab.
Right. Oh, look, a new shell. That's a barrel.
This one's made of gold.
The worst shell. Right.
Garbage.
So, are you doing? What exercises are you doing in your shell then? Are you doing like a sort of very slow Tai Chi? Like, is it yoga? What are we talking?
It's very much like Tai Chi. He's closing his eyes, and I think if anybody does see him, they will hear in their mind, "Hello," if they're passing by, because he is currently, just in the zone. This is his mojo.
Okay, so on the top deck, Gulag is screaming into the floor. Cronqual is doing very slow Tai Chi, saying hello to anyone who walks past him. Keitra, as you move past these two insane people, you can move downstairs where Rysar is in the crew deck. Are you in a hammock? What are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'm probably laying sort of just flat in my ghost hammock, staring at the ceiling, trying to be in this meditative trance, bit of sort of cloth over my face. I've lived in the desert for a substantial amount of my youth, so I figure I know little tricks and stuff, like a wet cloth here, a little bit of that there. But it's still uncomfortable. It's not pleasant, so I'm just trying to meditate through it and be like, I'm above this now. I'm above this now.
Okay, so Keitra, as you head down into the crew deck, you just walk past Gulag screaming into the floor, Cronqual doing very slow Tai Chi, and there's Rysar lying in a hammock muttering to himself.
God, okay. So
going well.
she's gonna walk over to Rysar, and she's gonna do the same thing that she did to Gulag. She's gonna kick the hammock. Hey,
well, hello. Hello.
Sorry to interrupt your meditation, but Cronqual told me that he spoke to the captain, and apparently the captain has no idea where we're going.
Surprise, surprise.
I was told to tell everyone this, so I don't know what is supposed to happen now.
Who told you? Who told you to tell everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Who told you to tell everyone?
Oh, Cronqual, because he's taking care of some things.
Captain doesn't know where we're going. Are you sure Captain doesn't know where we're going? I thought they were pretty... It's kind of their only thing, really, isn't it? Keep secrets and know where we're going. No?
Yeah, I mean, the only concern was to get away from the thing that we just fought, and we did, so now we're kind of just sailing blindly.
Fantastic. Okay, I'll get up then, I suppose.
Okay.
Have you spoken to the captain? Keita, I'd love a chat with you at some point. Not right after the hammock kicking meditation incident, but sorry, it's very hot.
Yeah.
How
sure,
are you doing?
Sure.
What are you?
Huh?
Oh my god. What are you?
Sorry, I hope I'm not being rude. It's very hot, very salty. You're very intriguing.
I'm kind of a magma genasi. So heat is something that I'm very used to.
I've heard of Genasi, the elemental, thing. Splendid.
Yeah.
I'll go and speak to the captain. Okay, lovely. Yes. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Rysar starts getting out of his hammock and heading towards the water barrel.
And as soon as you get up, Kita's going to jump right into the hammock.
There are hammocks for everyone. There's too many hammocks. So you have plenty of space to go and places to lie down. But you can just go and lie down in Rysar's hammock if you want to.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that.
Cool. It's slightly damp.
I'm going to get out.
Elf sweat.
I'm just gonna
that's a reflection of that's a reflection of a real life experience of mine when I was in a hot country with a friend who went, "Here, there's a nice hammock." I went, "Oh, this is nice," and went, "You've been in this for too long. I can't get in this hammock now." Anyway, so
oh no, thank you.
You don't try and find Rickus. No, thank you. You don't try and find Rickus.
Oh yeah, Rickus. Okay, I'm gonna look around and see if I can find them. Do I see them anywhere?
Rickus, are you stealthing?
Rickus is probably still in their cubbyhole. I think Saren is probably trying to coax them out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if you head down to the gun deck, you can hear. I got things to eat. Do you want something to eat? I got some water. Do you want some water? I got blankets. Do you want blankets? I got flannels. I got hot flannels, cold flannels.
Wait,
iced flannels.
Why blankets? Why? That makes no sense. It's really hot.
I don't know.
It's so hot.
I'm offering things. Mom said always offer everything. Offer all the things. Do it all the time. Offering.
I think you should see there's this one hand that sticks out from this little cubby hole and just like grabs the water and just like yoinks back in.
Kita, you can see the two of them as you walk down to the gun deck. Rickus has squeezed themselves into a space. It's the space where you and the Tlak, the lizard folk, originally sat and chatted. This sort of cubby hole in the corner of the gun deck, and you can step over to both of them and see them both there.
Okay.
Should I get you some more? I can get you more things. I can get you all the things. Whatever you need, just let me know. I don't want you to be upset or unhappy.
So,
can you turn?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Rickus is still complaining, so let's go ahead with that.
Okay, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna kick the wall that's right above the cubby. Hey.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, hey.
And I'm gonna get down to both of their levels. I'm gonna kind of lay on the floor and look into the cubby. Hey, Rickus. Hey, Saren, what's going on?
Oh, Rickus is in a hole. Rickus does this sometimes. Rickus goes in holes.
It's hot.
It's
hotter in the hole.
I don't like being outside. It's hot. It's hot still here, but
hotter in the hole.
Oh, okay. This isn't why I came here. So I just wanted to let you two know that Bronkwall spoke with the captain, and the captain, and don't freak out, the captain doesn't necessarily know where we're going.
Oh.
When you say don't freak out, are you saying that because you think we're going to freak out?
Yes, that's what tends to happen. So.
Did you ask anyone else not to freak out?
No.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that.
So wait. You're not focused on the fact that I just said that the captain doesn't know where we're going. You're focused on the fact.
No, you think we're going to freak out. Yeah. Rickus, your new friend thinks we're going to freak out.
I mean, it's not always wrong. You do kind of freak out when like things don't go right.
I am not freaking out. What are you talking about?
You're kind of starting to freak out now.
I'm not freaking out. Stop telling me I'm freaking out.
You really are freaking out. Like your voice it's getting up there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. think it's rude to think that someone's going to freak out when they might not freak out. That's all.
I'm sorry if I offended you.
It's okay.
I apologize.
Apology accepted. It's fine.
Is it?
Yeah. You apologize. That's all that matters. So we don't know where we're going.
Yeah, we don't know where we're going. That's what's going on right now.
Well, what's new? Okay, Rickus, I'm going to go get you some more stuff, okay? I'll go get more stuff. I'll be back with stuff. And just scurries off to get more stuff.
Yeah, I think there's just like a pile outside the cubbyhole of stuff.
Just detritus. Just stuff.
Hey, Rickus. Do you need like a wet cloth or anything?
Is that cool stuff down?
Probably.
It's really hot.
I mean, is it hot in your cubby?
I mean, it's hot everywhere.
Well, yeah, but okay. Well, the wet cloth will help, is what I'm saying.
I think at this point, you finally see Rickus's nose kind of like stick out of the cubbyhole.
So
okay.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
I will find one for you, and I'll be back.
Thank you.
Yep. So Kita's gonna stand up and be careful of not to like step on any of Rickus's supplies, if you will.
Super important junk, yes.
Yes, and she's gonna find like the nearest cloth or something. And where would some water be exactly?
There would be water butts, which are barrels for water, B-U-T-T-E, before anyone gets any funny ideas, on every level of the ship that would be capped. They would be unable for water to come out, and you'd be able to tap them, get some water out, and then close them again. So there would be the ability to get water. As you open the water butt, you do note that it is like half empty already.
Okay. So I'm just going to wet the cloth as best as I can, and then I'll just walk back over to Rickus, and I'll get down on their level again. And I'm just gonna like reach the cloth inside of the cubby. There you go.
I think you feel like the small hands take it.
Oh God!
And then probably no, totally not creepy.
Hang on. Is it small hands like whoosh, or is it like?
I think it's just the initial touching is slow, and then it's a very quick takeaway. And I think you probably hear the sound of like the cloth smacking them in the face because of the force that they took it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Okay, fine. Yep.
Yeah.
And she's gonna stand back up and go over deck. So
cool.
Yeah. You hear another muffled thank you, probably behind the cloth now. That's on their face.
Now, Kiana, for roleplay purposes, can you please cover your face with a cloth and say thank you in character?
I mean, I can go grab one right now, but
no. If you haven't got one to hand, never mind. Maybe choose your hand.
Yeah, just like go.
Perfect.
Welcome.
Cool. So, Rysar, you were going to go and talk to the captain.
First, I was going to the water barrel, and I have some water and splash myself down.
You note again that the water barrel is about half empty already.
Just gulag. Are there more water barrels, or is there one water barrel?
There's one on each deck, and if you go look in these supplies, you can go and look and see if there's more water.
I do that.
Cool. You head over to the supplies, walking past Gulag, still screaming into the floor. As you get...
Silently.
You'd see him like beating... You'd see him beating the outside of the barrel with his fists. And on the inside of the barrel, his voice is raspy now, but he's still screaming. He's just trying to get it all out.
I mean, I can't hear that. I can just see his fists. Like, I'm like, oh, he's teaching himself drums, maybe.
If you head to the stores at the front of the ship, there is this cross-hatch wooden thing, as you can see on the design. And if you look inside, it's quite a deep store. It's about 2 to 3 levels down of food, water, things like that. But as you look down, you realize that there's a lot of empty water barrels in here. Gulag's a half giant. Gulag drinks a lot of water, and Gulag eats a lot of food. And Gulag's managed to get through probably about half of the water and a good quarter of the food.
We've been going a day.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I was going to see the captain anyway, so top deck.
Mm-hmm. You can't get up there.
No, I'm going above deck though, onto the main deck.
This is all on the main deck. You're currently on the main deck.
Oh, okay. So this coming from the supplies are below deck.
The supplies, the front of the ship holds all of the supplies, and it is a separate piece from the back, because the ship is strangely designed and artificed to apply all of the wings.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to send a message from my mind to the ship saying,
"You can,
Sirocco, ship Sirocco, may." Indeed.
Right, sir. How are you doing on this fine, hot day?
I am doing hot and salty. Yes.
Grimy old space to salt flats.
But do you know how? Are we getting any more water anytime soon? Do you know, Sirocco?
Well, I don't tend to think about things like supplies, because I don't tend to consume any supplies. That's more the captain's area than mine. But I know we're headed in basically that sort of direction, and we'll keep going in that sort of direction until I get a note to go in another direction. That's how this works, you see.
Fantabulous. Could you possibly give the captain a little nudge and say I'd love a chit-chat, please?
There's a flap of wings from the flight deck, and the captain flies down and over to where you are and just lands. Do you want something?
Oh, captain, my captain. Yes, please. I've just been having a little...
What is that?
Poem
a reference
title,
or something?
actually.
I don't know. It's a poem.
Yeah, a reference to a poem title. Yeah, poetry.
Oh, wow. You're very cultured.
Poetry?
Oh, no, not especially.
Elves. It's part of the culture, quite frankly. So, yeah. Thank you. Okay. Yes, correct. Water. We've been going a day. Sarkic's captain. But the water supply. I just had a little snoochums in the stores.
We got a problem?
And
they will walk over to the deck and look down into the supply deck. Their walk, again, is very ungainly. They're not really a walker. They're more of a flyer, but this situation... They walk over and take a look down. Wow, we are burning through that, aren't we? Whoa, look at that.
Yes. And
why are we burning through it so quickly? What's going on there?
Well, we have a half-giant who we did believe make you aware that he goes through stuff. He's a thirsty
I would have thought we had
lad.
3 or 4 days or something, but it looks like we only got 1 or 2. Who knew? We're going to have to find some more, aren't we?
Yes, please. Also,
sure, no problem.
Yes, are we heading to our destination or
not right now? No.
Oh, okay. Will we be? Or...
Yeah. Look, right now we're doing a sort of southerly, easterly curve across the salt flats to try and make the horrible creature that follows the ship at all times try and go around to the south. If it goes around to the south, then we've got a lot of head on it, so we can move from north real fast across center of the Silt Sea, and that way we'll get there without any other incidents, hopefully.
So we are in a roundabout way heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
In a kind of not at the moment, but the plan is we will.
Well, you see, the funny thing about travel through the Silt Expanse is you gotta often go like almost away from the way you want to be going to get where you want to go. It's all about the journey. It's all about the journey.
Yeah, just gotta, I don't know, have a snoochums around, see what's going on. Am I right?
This is snoochums. Yeah, snoochums.
I'm gonna go have a snoochums, get some water, and leave you to your fantastic job. Thank you again for having us.
Well, if water's a problem, then I'm going to try and find some,
water.
I'll warn you all before we get too close to it, because, it could be some problems. I won't lie.
Oh?
Salt flats are pretty dangerous. Not on the salt flats. No, they'll all die real fast.
Yeah, because they need water, right? So there is a water source somewhere around here, are you saying?
Well, I wouldn't say that. There's something we can do. Something we can do. I'll see if I can find some. Don't worry. Just be ready.
Should we prepare anything in advance? Ballistae, catapults.
No, you don't want to shoot them. No. You want to make sure you don't get burned.
Them? Oh, fantastic. Well, our Magma Genasi will be fine.
Sounds good. Perfect. Yeah, that'll be great.
Perfect. Okay. And how long are we thinking maybe before?
I don't know. I have to find some.
Don't want to burn? Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to look around, see if I can find any.
I'm going below deck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good chat.
Captain.
They fly back up to the they fly up to the flight deck, and you see as they land, you see a small wink in the light as they pull out a telescope and start just surveying the area.
I head below deck, get back into the shade, out of the wind.
Cronkall, are you still doing your movements? You still doing your movements? Yes. Good. Lovely.
Yes, he is.
Yep. Excellent. Good.
He's more stretching now than he is actually doing any yoga or tai chi. Like he's just, it's just been so long since he's had a big stretch. So it was a good reminder.
Oh, how many snap, crackle, and pops do we get from your joints as you have a proper big stretch?
Hold on, let me get my 90. 90 cracks and pops.
Oh,
yeah, it's been a while.
Yep. Lovely. Over the course of the next day, it will be very much the same. While I roll to see if the captain finds any water
or anything.
So, over the course of the next day, what would everyone be doing? You do note as nighttime comes on the salt flats, the oppressive heat goes, the saltiness stays. So what you end up with is that it's still like briny and kind of unpleasant, and the heat of the day means that every surface is quite warm, but the air temperature does cool down significantly. So what's everyone doing as it gets into the first sort of proper evening out on the flats?
I'm going to find a couple of water skins if I can, fill them up and stash them away.
Do you do so unobtrusively?
Unobservedly, yes.
Roll me a stealth check to be unobserved.
Oh, can I just do it when no one's looking?
That's what a stealth check is, Toby.
Right. Sleight of hand.
No, a stealth check.
Right, let's roll on my sleight of hand. Oh, 18. And that is actually stealth. That's stealth. That would have been a 23 if it was sleight of hand. Shit.
You're trying to not be observed. That's not sleight of hand. Cool. So you manage to find a time when you aren't being observed and manage to... No one's got a passive perception of that high of 18, do they? Didn't think so. No. Ronquil, is yours close to that? No one's is that close, is it? Surely.
No,
it's your
no,
perception modifier plus 10. Yeah. Cool. So no one sees Rysar sneaking some water. Where are you hiding it?
In good hiding places. What's the ship layout like? I mean, they said they're like they're smugglers and stuff. So I don't know if there's any little just. I tell you what, if we've got a lot of stocks, what I'll be doing is just putting them in between and under like boxes, like behind an empty keg, this sort of thing, but a few back. So when someone goes, "Oh, this one's empty," moves it. Oh, there's a water skin that rises on. Yeah, so I'm just sneaking them into some nooks and crannies.
That's fine by me. Yeah, that's cool. You sneak some water skins into nooks and crannies. No problem at all. That is absolutely fine. As it moves towards nighttime, anyone else got any major plans?
Gulag has gotten out of the barrel, and he's like capped the barrel again and set it back underneath, and with all of the other supplies. And he's gotten himself a cool rag, and he's kind of placed it over like half of his face, not over his eyes, and he's just laying sprawled out. Like his legs are as wide as they can get, and his arms are as wide as they can get. And he's just staring up at the stars, just kind of groaning every once in a while. Still very itchy.
Still in loose linen pants?
Same pants. Yeah, he only has one pair.
Oh my god. They must be awful. Okay, good. Right. Cool. What's everyone else doing as we get into nighttime?
Ida is probably on the upper deck, and she's actually sleeping this time. She's probably put her hood up, and she's like wrapping her cloak around her because she's kind of freezing. And she is asleep.
Lovely. Cronqual?
There is no silt anywhere. It's just salt flats, or are there like patches
salt
of
as far as the eye can see. Not salt as far as the eye can see.
It's a bummer.
And I'm picturing it like maybe an ash-colored salt flats. So it's like we get a lot of that snow blindness
yes,
during the day.
Very much so.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's stinky.
I guess I will. I think Ronqual is going to stay downstairs, curled up inside of his shell, trying to stay warm for the evening. I think.
No problem.
He'll poke his head out every once in a while and check in on people if they do walk by. Hello. But I think he will probably stay most of the time. Just bundled
the ship
up
hasn't
As what?
The ship hasn't manifested any of the crew at this point in time, so there's no one else around at all.
Yeah,
Rickus, do you leave your hole?
I think Rickus finally leaves. After, whatever pile of stuff is outside the cubbyhole now. Tiptoes around it.
Just random nonsense. Saren's asleep next to the pile of stuff.
Yeah, I think Rickus probably picks him up as much as they can before and puts him in the cubbyhole for safety, I guess. This is
if you can imagine the image of one small rat person getting out of a tiny cubbyhole that is too small and shouldn't be big, they shouldn't fit in, but have managed sort of all of their limbs have unpopped and unhinged, so just to properly slide in, and you pull yourself out, and then just sort of grab your brother and shove him at the cubbyhole, and he just in his sleep just and just sort of absorbs into the hole like the tiny adorable rat that he is.
Adorable, cute, not creepy at all. They've probably been mostly napping for most of the day anyways. They've been hiding away, so they're kind of now awake as they head up onto the top deck and actually get a look at everything, because they kind of just noped out as soon as it was bright outside. So
yeah, probably a smart thing to do. You're some people are asleep. Gulag is just moaning quietly to himself.
Chris, if you'll allow, during the day I'm doing the snooching some water skins around, but I'm then going to have this idea, and I'm going to go and find Gulag, and I'm going to try and
hard to miss Gulag.
Yeah, exactly. The prestidigitation. Don, you know how to say it. In fact, you both, Chris, do you know how to say prestidigitation?
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation. That one.
Prestidigitation.
Yes, prestidigitation. I'm going to cast that repeatedly, and I'm going to use it to clean the salt from both myself and Gulag's clothes. And I'm then going to use it to chill 1 cubic foot, and I can do up to 3 of these at any one time on our heads.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just going to try and increase
which tiny portions of Gulag's massive body do you make slightly cool?
2 for Gulag, 1 for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just to try and sort of ease our suffering.
Gulag he'll like lean up on his back arm, so he's sitting up because he's kind of confused. He's not expecting this, and kind of jerks his head around. Oh, boss, what are you doing?
I think Rysar is really doing some sort of, it would be considered strange cultural elven tribal stuff, and doing some like throwing bits of silt around in a circle and throwing it up in the air and all this stuff. And then the sort of from magic, Chris, from magic.
Fine.
Or all around us.
No silt here.
Or in this. Oh, salt. Sorry.
Oh, salt.
Yeah.
Salt is very
salt.
different from silt. No.
These are always just for effects. So
you're making circles of salt. You're making circles of salt on the deck of a ghost ship. Just checking that you're aware that you're making circles of salt on the deck of a ghost ship.
Little sprinkles.
You're throwing salt over your shoulder on the deck of a ghost ship. Fine. Okay.
Sure.
As a cultural reference to anything Toby gets. Prestidigitation.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, Gulag's definitely weirded out by this, and he asks again, boss, is that still you in there, or looks around the ship for the...
Oh, yes. No, I'm not a ghost, don't worry. It's an old elven trick. I've got your back, big guy. Just wait. You'll see the effect.
That's good. That's really... Why haven't you done that before?
It's only certain times, when decay is a certain place in the sky.
Can I roll an insight check?
Of course you can. I'd like you to roll an insight check on Rysar's obvious lie, while we all imagine the hot boy giant in the tiny pants sitting up in a slight angle as parts of him get cooled by his friends. Yeah, fan art. Make it happen. I want fan art of the hot boy giant in tiny pants. You can make it happen.
It's 20 on the insight.
Oh Jesus!
Ooh,
I'm gonna roll deception. I'm gonna roll deception. Because it's like a nice deception, but it is so bad. Right, let's see. 5.
And this is like this is the first time, I want to state, this is the first time in any of our campaign that Gulag's attempt to incite Rysar has ever been successful. Rysar's won every other time.
I mean, technically, because you're both exhausted, so you should both be rolling with disadvantage at this point. But since you both already rolled, and I'm happy to take it because you both would have had disadvantage. So yeah, it's all sort of evened out, really.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just. You reckon I just only thought of it.
He sits all the way up now, and he crosses his arms over his chest and kind of squints, like looking hard down at you, Rysar. And he says, "If I could feel like this all the time, then why don't we do this all the time, boss?" The air around me could be cool all the time, then why isn't it?
And then your nice gesture became a moment of argument.
And I'm really thinking of like that holiday in the south of France. You're both in the front of the car. It's so hot. You've been driving for hours and you just found out the wrong way. I was meditating. Like, I need to meditate for certain powers. Just look, it's nicer, isn't it? Nicer now. I can't do it for everyone.
Yeah, you ever thought about monetizing this, boss? Because I feel like it's a much better gig than some of the jobs we had.
Well, I was doing things in Balak, and Balak is not welcoming of this sort of thing, unless it comes from Caesar.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Sorry I've been so out of it today. How's it going? Oh, thank you. He like fans himself too to get that cold air kind of going. So we almost out of these salt flats? Because I'm not gonna lie, if we have to spend another day in these, I might lose my mind.
Did you hear the message about the captain? Well, no, I think there was a miscommunication. We're heading, but essentially we're trying to evade the beast of the silt.
Why?
So we're not exactly... Well, it seems as though if one wants a fast ship, one must go 3 times the distance to one's objectives. So I'm not entirely convinced of the benefits of choosing the cursed ghost fast ship. However, here we are. So we are, however, going to look for some more water. Top up
that's good.
the stocks.
I'll probably finish the rest of the water tomorrow at this rate, to be honest.
You're a big half giant, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And it is hot.
Hey, boss, let me ask you something. Do you think this captain has got the same goals that we have?
Absolutely not. Well, I mean, they're a captain of a ship. They've been hired. Presumably, Taruk has paid them. Has Taruk paid them?
I don't know if Taruk's paid them. But it seems like there's some sort of beef between them and this monster, and there's all of this other weird stuff going on the ship. And we're gonna find Caesar. And that has to be our priority, right? We can't be worrying about monsters. We got to deal with the monsters as they come. Right?
Yes. We must go and save Caesar. So...
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, it was rather large, and although you did give it quite a belt in the face, feels like it's just going to be a perpetual thing, you know. I don't. Maybe we should just sit. I don't know. I feel like I questioned the captain, and they kind of came through on being honest, but honestly, I don't know. It's so hot. My mind is not its normal self.
Yeah, I've been having these crazy thoughts. It's been a tough day.
Yes.
Like...
It's the salt. It's not just the heat, it's the salt. I don't mind heat. stinging.
The itching.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do we really need to stay on these salt flats? I keep thinking I might make a different choice, is all.
Should we have a chat with the captain? I tell you what, how about we wait a bit longer until the day's heat finishes and have a chat with the captain when we're more ourselves, when it's a bit cooler.
You got it, boss. Just... well, if you do decide to do anything, I got your back.
I don't think it will come to that, but thank you. Good luck, as ever. Yeah. Perhaps we should get the rest of our intrepid companions with us when we have this chat. I don't know. I can't think. It's too hot.
Do you all want to convene together? Like, the heat of the day will slowly cool down, and actually it will start to get quite bitingly cold now because the salt retains very little heat. Yeah, but like now it's almost a bit too cold. And if you all convene on the top deck, sort of with an essence of speaking to the captain about what's going on, you could call them over and have a chat about what's going on if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd like to send a message to the Sirocco and ask them to, summon the shipmates.
Oh, lovely. Go on then.
Sirocco, my dear Sirocco, would you please do me a wonderful
my laddie,
service?
what's wrong with you on this lovely, fine evening we find ourselves in?
Oh, I wouldn't say anything's necessarily wrong, but would you do me the great service of asking my companions to join myself and Gulak on deck?
That can be arranged.
Keita, Kronkwall, Rickus, in your heads you all hear,
if it's not too much of an imposition, your elven buddy there has asked if you'd all be so kind as to come to the top deck.
Oh, I'm ready there.
I'm also already there.
Rickus has been like on the other side of the ship, I think, like on the deck.
You can all rejoin. That's easy enough. Yeah. Gulag, in your head you hear. As you're all joining, Gulag, in your head you hear briefly.
While I've got you, I didn't want to disturb you earlier. You seemed like you were busy having a moment. If I brought some of my friends out, would that bother you? I got a sense it bothered you last time I did. I feel so lonely without them, you see.
This is inside Gulag's head, right? Oh, good. So Gulag, just to paint a mental picture right now, it's like this is like a long day in the desert, and except for it's even worse. And you start to get to a point where like you're starting to hear things, sense things. Like there's a little bit of paranoia and hallucination that happens in situations like this sometimes. And I think like Gulag is really on edge, and he's really trying not to show it. And so like if he hears that voice in his head first, he doesn't know that it's in his head, and he probably swings out and crashes a hand into something and like turns around. His eyes are wide, like he's on edge. And then sucks in a breath, and he answers inside his mind, and he'll say, I don't understand your friends there exactly.
Are there, part of me, and I do like having them round. They, remind me of times and places before. But if they're bothering you, I don't want to bother you. That's not my intention ever. I'm all about people enjoying their time on board.
What is it that your friends want exactly? What is it
They don't want anything. They don't want anything. I think of the people I've traveled with who I've most liked, admired, cared for. And then they arrive.
Can you make other things arrive too?
Well, you see, I don't try and make them arrive. They just arrive. I could try and think of something else if you'd like me to think of something else. That's not a problem. Would you like me to think of something else?
He like blinks really hard and thinks about that question. He says, maybe if I let your friends come out, and I don't bother them and they don't bother me, is there any way maybe you could make other people's friends come out?
I don't know. I normally just think of the people that I like and then they appear. I could try and think of other people that I don't know. Or I could think of people that I do know and also like. I don't know. There's options, aren't there?
If I think of someone really, really hard, or do you see that? Are you able to see that?
I'm in your mind. Yes, I can.
Well, maybe let's call it an IOU. You know, like friends can come keep you company, and maybe we can try see if you can bring out one of my friends sometime.
I'd like that very much. Why not? Sharing is, after all, caring.
While we're at it, are you able to bring out like some sort of covering for this ship so that we can't see all of this bright light all the time? Because that would be really useful for me personally, I think.
No, I can only manifest, people I've known.
Yeah, I figured
I didn't know someone who was a lampshade, you know.
Oh, well. He has a dark thought about that and then says, all right, well, just, don't tell him not to sneak up on me or anything. That's fine.
None of the ones I like were particularly sneaky, although I can think of some that were interesting.
Don't think it. Yeah.
And as you give consent in that place, you hear, before you notice, the slow grinding of the hurdy-gurdy start up again as Corvus is now sat on the side of the deck, just smiling at all of you benignly, the hurdy-gurdy music filling the air, as the five of you convene on the center deck to discuss your next plans and have a chat with the captain. And that's where we're going to take our first break. So, come back in 5-10 minutes when all of the crew come together to discuss the water situation with the captain. See you all in 5-10, everybody. Bye. And we're back. Hey everyone. So, just before the break, our intrepid band were going to meet together to quickly join together on the deck of the ship and talk to the captain about plans for finding a water source, I believe. So the 5 of you are convening on the deck of the ship, and the captain will fly down and join you as the 5 of you convene in the center of the space. So, you wanted to talk to me about the water problem?
Yes, could you just give us a little brief update on where it is, how we're going to get it, how long it'll take, what the risks are, what's going on?
I found what we're looking for. They point off the side of the ship using the pipe that they have always smoked, and just point off in that general direction and go, over there, you can see... roll me a perception check, everybody. Don't forget, some of you are disadvantaged. Rysar, Rikis, Gulag, Kita, Kronkwall, you are not disadvantaged, so just a flat roll for you.
I take Kronkwall is looking the opposite direction. He rolled a 1.
He's just looking off the other side of the ship and facing their way. Anyone else?
18.
What we got? Oh, with a disadvantage. How'd you do that?
With disadvantage, yeah.
Impressive. Anyone else?
I absolutely got 0. So
You got 0.
what is nature? I don't know what nature is.
I know perception, not nature.
It's just like...
Sorry.
Any others? Anyone near the 18 mark?
No, Ricketts also rolled a nat 1, so they're also looking off to another direction.
Are you and Kronkwall both just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Looking completely the wrong side of the ship.
Maybe if I lift you up, you will see it.
Yeah, so now there's like the Lion King Simba.
Do you see anything?
Gulag rolled a 2, so he's also looking in that direction. Puts a hand on, I guess, his shoulder as they're lifted up by Kronkwall. He's just staring out, and I see his soul.
Come on. You now need to pick up Kronkwall, and then it's you holding Kronkwall, holding Rikis in a perfect...
And then Kita holding Gulag, holding Kronkwall.
Kita comes up and carries everyone.
Kita's still got a strength score of ridic. Rysar, whereas everyone else is looking the wrong way, you walk with the captain and look over on the side they're pointing at with the... Maybe it's where they're pointing with the pipe, and it's hard to see which way a pipe is pointing necessarily. Over there, can you see it? And Rysar, you can see that there are a sort of patch of darker things in the silt, but you can't quite gauge what they are. You can just see there's a darker patch.
Yes, I see them. What are they?
Oh, those are Burnflowers. They're one of the only things that grows in the Salt Flats, so wherever they grow, there tends to be some water.
Right.
Chris, have I heard of Burnflowers before?
What were you saying, Kronkwall?
Would you point this out, Rysar? We don't... Anybody... Do you see it?
Yes, it's a dark patch, just there.
Oh.
So all of you turn. All of you turn around, and all of you can see this dark patch now it's been pointed out to you. Burnflowers. Rysar, you can roll me a nature check. Anyone else who heard the phrase Burnflowers also welcome to roll a nature check if they want to.
Would like to do that
20.
as well.
Please do. A 20.
Dirty 20.
Oh, dirty 20. Very nice. Anyone else?
Yeah.
This is good news for Kronkwall. 16.
16 for Kronkwall. Very nice.
I rolled a 9.
Gulag, you were rolling. That's good. That's very good.
Because I have disadvantage from exhaustion, that's a 6.
That's a good point, Toby. Is your dirty 20 with disadvantage?
Yeah, it would have been 22 without.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's very smart. That makes sense. Kita, Rikis, nature checks.
I got a 9.
19. Great.
And a 14.
Okay, most of you then, apart from Gulag, weirdly, have heard of Burnflowers. Burnflowers are a plant that grows out in the Silt Sea, They do grow in various parts of the silt and on the salt flats, though most of you wouldn't know about the salt flats. Burnflowers have a very strange property. They're quite large, but the leaves, petals of the flower, all parts of it, has a very strange quality that refracts light. So depending on where the sun is shining and the time of day, these hot beams of like death ray laser just rotate in the air around it where sunlight impacts it. So they are, in the daytime, incredibly dangerous. At nighttime, not too bad.
That's terrifying.
Archimedes laser.
Oh, yes. This is good that we are approaching in the evening.
Yeah, quite. We'll probably take about an hour to get there, and there's probably like a couple hours or so until dawn, so you probably got enough time.
And the water will be... Are we harvesting the plants themselves or searching for a source?
Oh no,
or
the plants taste terrible, but they gotta live, so they'll have some water around them. Now, because water and salt interact in very strange ways, there might be some digging, there might be some excavating, might be looking at the root system, but you'll probably find some.
Might be looking at a good few hours' work, maybe a whole night's work.
Probably.
Tell the death rays are shining.
Very good.
I'll be able to see if the dawn's coming, and when it comes, I'll be giving you all the little like warning sign that maybe you should be heading back. Don't worry. I got a bird's eye view.
Gulag squints down at the captain and kind of grumbles, and his stomach grumbles, and he's parched, and he says, "You sure you know what you're doing? This is a good idea."
Oh yeah, I've never done it before, but I'm sure it's a perfectly good way of getting water out of the ground, and I'm a glass half full kind of person. What can I say?
He kind of looks around to his companions, each of them in turn, and then finally to Rysar. And he just kind of gets Rysar's eye and his little gesture.
Yeah, super subtle. Super like, yeah, no one saw this.
It's a code we've got.
Yeah. It's a secret friend.
What are you trying to impart?
First, if your glasses half full, I haven't had...
Yeah, I would say, I would say Gulag at this point. He's unsure that the captain knows what they're doing, and he's concerned about being on the salt flats for so long, and he knows how quickly things on the Silt Sea can turn bad, especially when supplies are low. And with his exhaustion and distress, he knows that if the captain's making a mistake that could get them all killed, that their time to change things, to take their course of action into their own hands is narrowing. So far, he doesn't know if he can trust this captain to come through or not. So he's starting to think in that way.
No problem.
Could Kita roll insight on the captain to see if she picks up any nervousness or any hesitation or anything like that? Okay.
Absolutely, please do.
That is a 19.
Very insightful. The captain's attitude that they exude pretty much at all time is this calm, laissez-faire, like life's generally been good to them, so like it's clearly not arrogant or misplaced, this sense of things tend to go my way. And if anything, they have this attitude about them, something about them that you almost feel comforted by how confident they are in their own abilities, their own understanding of what they do. And there's a part of you that, looking at the people around you, feels a little bit like maybe they've misjudged this person. Maybe they've misjudged this person's clear, calm, confident ability. Although you can see how it might come across as a bit terrifying, especially out here where it's clearly very dangerous.
Okay.
Ooh. There we go. So, the ship will turn, and the grinding sound will briefly abate as the ship turns and gets slightly on its side. And then as it turns and moves forward, the grinding sound comes back again. And then after traveling for about an hour, where you can prepare yourselves however you want, you did a long rest throughout the course of the day, so you have had the effects of a rest, but those of you that are exhausted are still exhausted because it was more of a scattered rest over the course of the day. And the grinding sound, as you get closer to this darker patch that you're approaching to, the tone goes from down quite low as it slows, turns slightly, and then off the port side you can see in the dark, just about by the lights of the moon, this sort of slightly glinting, twinkling patch of about 5 parasol-sized plants, all in a sort of loose, almost circle. All right, there we are. If y'all want to head down, I'll be up here keeping lookout.
Okay. Gulag jumps off the ship.
It's about, like, when the ship stops and the floater orb, like, sinks it down slightly, it's only about 20 foot off, and you're a big guy. I'll say this doesn't hurt you. You just land quite solidly on the silt. And it's quite a hard surface. It's hard-packed salt. So it is, like, surprisingly for you on the silt, solid, and, like, you can stand easily.
Just step down, really.
Yeah, basically, if you like to step down.
Yeah, he'll hold up his hands, and so he can, like, help other people down.
You can take people down. Totally fine. Everyone else being helped down by Gulag or jumping by themselves? What's the plan?
Thank you very much.
Chris, I'd just like to have a quick snoochums for a couple of ropes and tie one to the side of the deck, and then sort of allow myself to be helped down by Gulag, with the idea that if the ship shoots off, it'll be tied to Gulag's belt, which is what I'm doing next.
You're tying a rope to Gulag's belt?
Yeah, I'm like, Gulag, I'm just thinking if the ship decides to go or whatever, or, you know, it's just better this way. You can, you know, hold it back or help us in. Sound good?
Okay.
And I'm thinking I'm doing like 2 lengths of rope, so tied in the middle, and then...
Yeah, sure.
Don't know if I can hold the entire ship back, but
Well, we can grab onto you. You'll be safe at least, you know.
As you're all heading towards these plants arrayed around the space, let's see, how are we going to do this? I think you can all tell me how you would like to deal with this problem, and we'll apply skill checks and see how we do.
Okay.
The world is your D&D oyster, except that it's salt. All salt. And flowers that will kill you.
How large are these flowers?
Yeah. Each of them is about the size of a parasol outside of a large cafe. So they are all about 2 meters. I'm sorry, I'm English. I'm German, but, you know, I'm continental. So I'm going to be doing meter measurements, and you have to all live with it. So we're talking like about 2 meters across. 2 meters across? That's about 6 feet and a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 5 of them, and they're all arrayed in this slightly, almost circular pattern.
So the water, it's underneath here? Is that right?
Who are you asking?
Yes.
Everybody. He's looking around.
The water is rumored to be under the plant. You could consume the plant itself, but it's disgusting.
Very true.
Stomach grumbles. We should get to digging then.
we should get to digging. Let me figure out here where the water may be.
As he tries to read the sky, the stars, where the leaves are pointing, and then he tries to make the best guess here as to where the water may be.
What kind of check are you angling for here?
I would like to do a nature check.
Please do.
I will.
Would anyone like to give you assistance with that?
Yeah, I actually think Rickers would help with that because they can get really close to the ground and probably basically as much under the plant that they can, still on the ground, so they probably got on their stomach.
If you touch the plant at any point, you do get a very strange sensation as you touch them, because the surface of the plant is hard, almost keratinous, almost bone-like. But as you brush against the leaves, there's almost a vague, chandelier-style tinkling as the leaves knock against each other. This very hard surface, almost glass-like.
Yeah,
nothing happens. It's pretty.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Rickers is definitely as close to the plant and as close to the ground as possible, and kind of helping to search for its signs in the actual salt itself.
Grand. So there's the nature check with advantage.
That would be a 17. I didn't roll well.
Nice.
17.
17 is fantastic. As you scrabble around in the salt and sort of get a good sense and smell and sniff, there is a point roughly in the center of all 5 plants. You can't sense any water, and if you try and sort of taste or get a stronger sense of the ground around you, there's no obvious sign of moisture. The moisture around the base there's no moisture around the base of the plant, something like that. But as you step into the center of this space and sort of are moving around, you get a very strange, almost echo effect. Where you are stepping, there is a vague echo.
Does it seem like the ground could be hollow?
Potential.
Rickers, have you tried here?
Nope. Not yet. And they'll kind of scrabble over. Probably not even getting on 2 feet just to get across. Scamper on 4.
I think also Kronqual may join you as well.
I think I have an idea here. This may be it.
And you see he just flops over onto the belly of his shell, and then he puts his head up and smiles, you think.
Oh my god.
I know. My hand died for a second. I'm back? Okay.
That was an amazing phrase.
Really well.
Because it was almost like you were pausing, and it was just,
Thank you. I am a master of suspense. He puts his head up like he's smiling, and he squints for a moment, and you're like, is he smiling? But this is just the instinctual face he makes when he's digging, because he doesn't want to get silt in his face. But you see he starts to flap his legs and his hands. He's on his belly, remember, and he starts flapping his limbs, and you see silt flap over the top of him. Salt,
not silt.
Flap over the top of him as he
tries to dig the best
Lovely
way he can.
As you are scratching away, starting to dig, you're welcome to roll me an athletics check. Everyone else is also welcome to roll me athletics checks if you want to. Don't forget, some of you have disadvantage. And that will be to start to excavate this space.
Gulag wants to, while they're excavating, which he intends to help with, but he's taking some time to kind of observe these plants, and he's brought with him his small pack that he had packed away of, it's got like his herbalism kit, and it's got some of his supplies, and he's not heard of this plant before. He's never experienced it, but he's kind of looking to to see if there might be anything else he can harvest here, anything that might be useful beyond digging for water from the plant itself.
If you want to try and remove a leaf, you're more than welcome to. It is quite because it's so hard and so, almost bone-like and glass-like in places, you'd have to snap it off.
Okay.
You do note by doing this, it'll probably have very sharp edges.
Okay. Can I make, before I decide if I want to do that or not, can I make, I don't know, some sort of tool check or medicine check or something to see if I can find a piece that might be more useful?
If you're looking for a particularly loose piece, you can roll a nature check again. That's fine by me. Don't forget you have disadvantage.
Yes. Okay. With disadvantage, that's a 10, so probably not.
You don't find a leaf that's particularly loose. No. Is everyone else rolling athletics checks to dig, or are you doing something different?
I got a 3 on that athletics check, so I'm not digging.
Are you sort of pawing ineffectually next to Cronquil, trying to help?
Yeah. And I'm just watching him do all the work.
Rickus, are you helping dig?
Rickus is not very strong. They are small and have noodle arms.
Okay, I have an important question here. Do you have a burrow speed? Because you're a Tari.
I do not. I'm not the right kind of Tari.
Oh, you're the right kind of Tari.
To be doing
I'm the right kind of turtle.
No. I think what they're actually doing, I think, is they have their head on the ground, and I think they're tapping and listening, and kind of scooting themselves along and kind of tapping and listening and seeing if they can find looser areas or empty spaces or anything that can assist with the digging that is not actually digging.
So Kita, Cronquil, and Rickus are all digging in the center of the space. Risa, what are you doing?
Well, I was using my Dirty 20 on the nature check to wonder if I could sort of disarm these plants for when the sun inevitably comes up. But from what you said about the description, no chance. So basically, I'm just going to wait until Gulag decides to start digging and then assist Gulag. Because Gulag's the muscles. I'll be using my staff to maybe pry a bit out or something. Or
But you are currently not digging.
Good.
But you're currently not digging is the important point. Cool. Gulag, with a 10 on your medicine check. With a 10 on your medicine check, you are not going to find a loose leaf, but you could try and take a whole one off if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think getting frustrated as he's been increasingly over time on the salt flats, not seeing what he's looking for, not knowing what he's looking at, he'll just take his axe out from over his shoulder, take a couple of steps back, and then just bring it across and try to cut off one or two of the leaves.
Cool. As you cut into the leaves, they shatter like glass and pop like glass finely held in an almost curled, bent shape. And shards of glass just smash back into your face as they cut into you. Roll me a dex saving throw.
12.
Right, so you were nearby. You were near this, weren't you?
Who?
You.
Me? Yeah, but with my dirty 20, I'm guessing I'd know this would happen. So as soon as he gets his axe out, I'm stepping back.
Don't say anything, you just step back. What was the dex save, Gulag?
I got a 12.
Okay. Sorry, I rolled high on that. You take 14 points of slashing damage as these shards of leaf just lacerate the front of you again. You don't have any leaves you've cut off. They've shattered, and they clearly... Have you seen how small shards of glass hold their tensile strength together? It's basically that kind of glass explosion. The leaves are clearly holding their tensile strength, and they just shattered out all over you, and they're no pieces. Nothing you can pick up and use.
He's like picking shards of glass out of himself.
Kita, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was wondering if I could try something with the leaves. When you initially touch them, what's the texture of them?
Quite hard, quite sharp edge, keratinous, like bone.
Okay. Would it be possible to heat them up and make them softer to just pull them off? Since, like, when you cut into them, they're glass and, heat and glass, it melts it. So, can I try
Sure.
that?
If you want to apply heat to the thing that when sun rays hit it, it shoots out deadly, like, hot beams of sunlight, you're more than welcome to. But your DM is warning you of what might happen. That's what I'm saying at this point. Anyway, the three of you were digging in the center of this space. And Cronkle, what was your athletics check? What was your digging check? Because everyone else was
17. Did I say?
perfect. Cronkle, as you do your turtle dig, Keita, Cronkle, Rickus, all make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh my.
A 19.
Hello, what?
19 for Keita, thank you.
19 as well.
19 for Cronkle, excellent. Rickus?
It would have been a nat 20, but it's only 18.
Either way, as the three of you feel the ground give way beneath you and all manage to like scuttle back and get out of the way as the salt you are digging in just caves in and collapses. And you can see now that there's about a 50-foot down divot in the salt. Sides are quite steep, about an 80-degree incline, like we're not talking like full flat on like cave. And underneath you can see there is this reservoir of water. It is definitely water. You hear the splashes. You can see it down there. And it is... You can see there are these strange tendrils of plant matter in it. Clearly, these plants have all found this salt cellar and are all growing out of it and using it to drink from it. But there is a good, 6 or 7 barrels worth of water in the bottom here.
We found
well done, everyone.
Yes.
You found it. No one fell in.
Be careful with your footing over here. I don't want anyone to fall.
Can I try and contact the ship mentally?
Sure.
Sirocco?
You get no reply.
Nice. Gulag, would you be able to help me back onto the ship?
Yeah. How far down is it?
About 50 foot.
50 foot. How long is your rope? Right, sorry.
You are tied up to the ship. It's 100 foot of rope, but you are a good 70 feet away from the ship already. The rope has some slack, but not enough to get you down to the bottom.
Not enough.
No.
You're a half giant. 20 feet's not bad.
Yeah, I can take you back to the ship.
We untie you and maybe you should lower someone else down rather than us lower you down.
Yeah, that does make more sense to me.
We're talking about lowering people. I would like to wash myself.
Splendid.
We should get the water first before you wash yourself, maybe.
Oh,
if you don't mind. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some barrels back here. I'll be back.
Gulag, you head up to the ship to get barrels. Is everyone else just standing around this hole, or are you doing other things?
Well, I'm going with Gulag to get barrels.
Right, so I was going back with Gulag. That's fine.
Go down.
I think he waddles close, and then it starts to maybe the edge starts to crackle a little, and some salt tumbles down, and he.
Rickus, can you climb?
I can try, and I think Rickus is kind of back on their stomach again as they scooch forward to the edge. You're down.
Bits of the salt do cave away, but as you look down, the water in the bottom there, it looks like it's all salt. The whole area looks like it is a complete salt cellar.
You. Mm.
Keita, Cronkle's just making noises. What are you up to?
I think how deep is this water, or salt water, or whatever it is?
It looks like it is salt water. It looks like there's about 6 or 7 barrels worth of water, so there is about like 5 to 10 feet's worth of water at the bottom.
So the edges of this
Loose,
cellar.
very loose.
Okay. And what do the walls look like?
It looks like salt crystalline structures, and looking at it, it's not... At the top, it's hard-packed, small salt crystalline structures. The further down you go, the more you get larger crystalline shapes. And looking into the hole, the light of the moons is reflecting down and also onto these slightly larger crystals, creating a very beautiful, almost kaleidoscopic effect inside the hole.
Okay,
Very pretty.
I think I'm gonna attempt to climb down using the crystals.
Okay. Make me
So
a
the wall?
dexterity saving throw, first of all, as you go towards the edge of this very loose hole.
I got a 16.
Lovely. The bits of it fall away, and there's sort of bloop, 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 as bits of it fall down into the water. Now roll me an athletics check to climb down.
Hold on, you may not need to climb down. I have an idea. Before you do, I've heard of tales of reclaiming salt water from these burn plants, and I'm trying to remember how it was done, but we could make the pure water come to us. No, I think it will involve heating the water and then capturing the steam. But I do not know how we get heat down there unless we wait for the sunrise.
Keita, you were climbing down, right?
Yeah. And I kind of just I can heat the water if you
all right, very well, okay. We'll get down there.
And I rolled a 17 on my athletics check, so
You rolled a how much?
17.
17. Yeah, you with ease climb down. And it is gorgeous inside. You do suddenly realize quite how beautiful this is. There is quite a steep incline down into this space, but as you get down to the bottom, it does flare out slightly into this almost like underground cavern, almost like geodide shapes, like being in the inside of a, what's it called, the rock with all the crystals inside? It is a geode, isn't it? Yeah, almost like the inside of a geode, but it's all beautiful see-through whitish crystalline structures all around you. And yeah, the lights of the green moon and the red moon just catch yellow moon, green and yellow moon, catch ever so slightly on the insides, and it is very, very pretty. And the occasional sort of plant root coming through and in the water with you.
Yeah, she's gonna get a little distracted by how pretty it is. Oh, so pretty. Oh yeah, right. And so she gets in. How deep is the water compared to her? She's like 4.
Yeah, you can get in the water and you can stand up to like probably about your neckline or a bit lower in the water in places. It's not a huge amount of water, but it is spread over a good like 15 to 20 feet like space, flatness, and about maybe 4 to 5 foot deep.
Okay. So she's going to close her eyes, and the markings on her body are going to start.
Hang on.
Glowing.
If you do it now, then all the water's evaporating and they've got no way of capturing it. So maybe hold that
Right.
thought.
Hold on, not yet. No. 1 second. I'll get the others.
Gulag Rysar, you were heading back to the ship. As you head towards the ship from the top deck, you hear, "What have y'all found? How's it going?"
We found water.
Fantastic.
Lots. So we're gonna need some barrels. We're gonna need some rope. That's pretty much it. Barrels and rope.
All right. I mean, it's gonna be salty as all hell, right?
Yeah, that's a problem for later, I imagine.
Yeah, I can heat it and condense it. That's fine. Got all the equipment. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, come up. I can't throw them down. So you want to come up and grab some barrels? There's loads of empty ones that you finished earlier. Ha.
Yeah, I guess it's the least I could do. Thump, like up on top, and like lifts himself up, rolls over the deck of the ship. The thud, brushes himself off, and stands up and says, "How much time we got until?"
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't want to like necessarily rush you, but like maybe hurry the fuck up.
All right. Goes and grabs some barrels. Imagine he tries to like hold two under each arm, and then two in each palm. So he's like squeezing.
You can probably like throw them off the edge to like land on the side without damaging them. I'll say that's fine.
He's got his pride. He's going to try to carry them all. And
okay, fine. Okay, if you're going to try and carry them all, then there's a check involved in this because, you know, D&D. So do you want to roll me... it's athletics again. Roll me athletics with disadvantage and see if you can carry all of them in one go by yourself.
Can Rysar help? Because I'm definitely just taking the more directorial thing. I'm like, one slipping.
You would need to climb up and literally be physically helping him to do this, and you're not physically helping him, are you?
I'm using my intellect to direct.
So. Yeah, which is not an athletics check help, is it? So, no, Gulag, roll for yourself.
All right, yeah, he looks down to Rysar below and he says, all right, boss, just look out. Here I come. And jumps over the edge with all those barrels.
Athletics with disadvantage.
My rolls today are so bad.
I'm not in any way in Gulag's path, just to be clear.
What was the roll, Gulag?
It's a 9. I rolled a 2 on the dice.
Okay. Right, so as you look up, you see Gulag's taking a running leap off the side of the ship, and he just sails through the air and lands horribly awkwardly. He turns his ankle over something fierce. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you twist your ankle on the way down.
Oh, hello, Gulag. I wanted to let you know that we had an idea, but we need canvas. Or are you all right? Let me help. We are looking. Kita is in the hole, and she's ready to heat the water. We just need to capture the steam somehow. So good with the barrels, but we need like a canvas or something. Rysar still up there.
The sky is taking a slightly pinkish hue in places, especially towards the eastish sort of direction.
Great. Thump, thump, thump. He goes over with the barrels, like walking, like every time he hits that twisted ankle, it's all the way to and he takes off the rope and throws it there on the edge of the hole, leaves the barrels there. He's like, I'm gonna go get canvas. I'll be right back.
You could get Rysar to bring it. Rysar!
Yes?
Oh, hello. We need canvas or something. Glass would be best, or maybe something we could catch the steam from the... It's quite salty.
If you're looking to clarify the water while we're here, can I suggest that you just collect it and we do it on the ship? Hello, can I suggest you just do it on the ship because look at the horizon. I think we might start having trouble relatively soon.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Okay, all right. Let me.
He's gonna grab a barrel as well.
Let's go. We must be quick.
Chris, how long do I think we
Roll
have
me a
until
nature check
sun
with disadvantage because you are exhausted.
Roll 20, roll 20.
Nature.
7.
You have no idea.
Okay, so I would like to err on the side of caution and fetch some canvas anyway, because Gulag has things. And I'd like to shimmy down using the rope down the side of the ship back to where they are, and just quite nonchalantly start putting canvases over the sunflowers, fireflowers, whatever they are.
NVDs.
Burnflowers.
Lovely. Okay, you start tying canvases over the burnflowers. They're all very large.
Not even tying, just
throwing canvases over them. Yeah.
I asked Gulag to help because Gulag's also very large.
Yeah, I got you, boss. And he'll tie the rope to his waist too, so that if anybody wants to go down and take barrels down and start working, they can. And then he'll help Rysar cover the plants. He'll get the tall ones.
Rysar and Gulag are throwing tarpaulins over these plants. That's absolutely fine. Kita, Cronkle, Rickus, Kita, you're down the hole. Cronkle, Rickus, how are you getting the water out of the hole?
This is one barrel. I'll be back with the others.
You just you throw the barrels down to Kita?
He's placing it next to the threshold into the pit. So he's just,
okay.
Yeah, I'll go get more. And also, the captain said we should gather the water first and then do it later because the sun is rising. So I'll be back.
I think what Ricketts is gonna do is probably just it's tie the rope with the barrel and then kind of gently nudge it until it gets down the hole because they can't pick it up because they're too small.
What is the rope tied to on the other end?
Currently nothing, I don't think.
Right. So Rickus, you tie a rope around a barrel and then the barrel which falls into the hole along with the rope.
Yep.
How's it going down there?
Miss, we just dropped one barrel off. Just get the other now.
And you just hear Kita from the bottom. What the hell? What's the point?
Now what?
Okay. Rysar, Gulag, I'm going to say that while Cronkwall has been moving barrels to the edge, Rickus, you stop pushing barrels in just randomly? Is that a thing that's now happening? Okay.
No, it was just our first one. And then they remembered, oh yeah, I should probably tie one end to something else. Whoops.
So there are 7 barrels by the side of the hole. Kita is in the hole with a barrel with a rope attached to it. And Gulag and Rysar, you finish covering all of the plants with tarpaulins. As you do, you can see that there's the first fingers of sunshine are now glancing over the top of the horizon. And from the top, you do hear the captain go, okay, so we're going to have a problem in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe. So maybe hurry it up a little bit.
I got
Hurry
this.
up, everyone.
And Gulag stretches his body in front of the plants as much as he can to try to block the sunlight when it comes out. Just going to try to do what he can. And he's still got the rope around his waist. You can just climb up me. I'll stay here.
Okay. so dumb. Okay, good. Right. Right. There are currently 7 barrels next to the hole. 1 barrel is in the hole and has a rope tied round it. What are you doing? You have maybe 5-10 minutes until this becomes a problem.
Okay. Someone hold the rope and pull and throw down the barrel so I can put the water in and pull it back up.
What rope?
Can someone do that?
What
The rope's down there with you.
Fuck.
I thought there was more rope than that.
Well, there is a rope on Gulag, is there not?
Yeah. The high end of the rope. Yeah, it's tied around
so we
Gulag
could
base,
always,
the high end.
yeah, we could always just use Gulag as the anchor and up here, and pull the barrels up.
Oh, did the rope fall down?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Hold on. And he closed his eyes for a second. And the dark pits that are his eyes flicker white for a second. And the end of the rope. How long is the rope?
50 foot.
Yeah. And the hole is 50. Yeah. So I think if anybody's watching, just the end of the rope is whoosh, and just like sticks straight up as he uses his.
Brilliant.
You couldn't have done that earlier?
His psionic ability of Mage Hand.
Yeah, so the rope is Mage Hand and is now up, and you can tie it to Gulag. So you now have 1 barrel tied to 1 piece of rope that you can pull out, and then use that to start ferrying the water out. As you do this, all of you are slowly ferrying the water out of the hole, but you can see sunshine is now starting to creep across. And the tarpaulins that you've placed over these plants, you start to see something quite strange happening. Parts of the tarpaulins, tiny patches, just start to like fizzle and burn slightly in places.
With the canvas? I cut out for a second.
Yeah, the parts of the canvas, as if light's being redirected. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. How are we doing on those barrels, friends?
It's got the rope up now.
I would say you've got like 3 or 4 barrels out by now.
That might be all we can get right now.
Get off the rope, Rickus. Rickus, you're making this hard. Rickus.
Am I able to carry a barrel, Chris?
Roll me an athletics check with disadvantage.
Okay. Probably a no then is the answer. I mean, can I roll it? Well, I'm rolling it rather than trying to hench it. But,
yeah.
The athletics. 3 with disadvantage.
No. You try and lift one. It just
would have been a 19. Okay. At that, I say this is
before you lift it.
Yeah, I say this is not working one bit, and just start strolling back towards the ship.
Okay, so Rystar has noped out. What are the other 4 of you doing?
So Ida is trying to get as much water in the barrels as possible, and like leading them to the sides. Yeah.
Okay. The sizzling on these canvases, there's now a smell of burnt canvas, and there's a very definite like smoke rising from most of them.
No. How's it looking, Gulag?
It's
the 5th
not
barrel
looking
has just been
great.
pulled up. You now have 5 barrels, and none of them have been taken. No, the 5th. You've now got 5 barrels of water.
All right, I can carry 3.
Can you carry these, Rickus? Could you keep your eye out? I'll keep trying to pull. He's up here.
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
So, Gulag, are you
plants
going to start
catch us on
moving?
fire? Let me know, Rickus.
Gulag, are you going to start taking barrels back? You're going to start like grabbing and running?
No, he's not. Gulag is standing in front of the barrels and in front of anyone else who's still up there and trying to position himself between them and the plant. But he's capable, like he's marked 3 that he is going to carry back, but the rope's still tied to him. So if somebody's down there, he doesn't want to leave before they're up top.
Keita, are you getting the message that now's the time to go, or what are you? How are you feeling?
Yep. And grab that there rope, and she's gonna climb up as quickly as possible.
Cool. Roll me an athletics check with advantage to get out of the hole.
Want me to roll as well? Because I'm on the other end of that.
If you're helping, yes. If you're helping, please do. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I got a 5.
Oh, no.
With
Oh no.
Peter, I got a 20.
Okay. Keita, you're like sliding on the wet rope. It's not getting anywhere, and suddenly Kronkwall just like yanks, and you are like pulled out of the hole very, very quickly. And as you are pulled out of the hole, and Rysar, as you get back on board the ship and look back at how everyone is doing, Rikus, are you still with the other three? Would you have stayed?
Yes, I have been tasked with looking out for for things, and they are doing that.
Okay. As you are looking out, you see that one of the canvases, it's already blackened, already smoking, and as the sun starts to peek over the edge of the horizon and the full dark sun edge of that sphere just comes over the edge, you see one of the canvases just burst into flames.
Oh, no.
And as that happens,
as soon as that happens, Rikus is patting Kronkwall's shell.
Yes. What? Very good job coming up, Keita. Yes. What is it?
And as the four of you in this situation try to work out what you're going to do, that's where we're going to pick up next time. Oh my god. I love the rice sauce on the ship going, that looks awful.
Yeah, ooh. Someone smell burning? The toast, the oven.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that also from a purely scientific perspective, if these plants did exist, which they don't in real life, but if they did, if you put a canvas over them, you are concentrating the effect of over a humongous range into one tiny location around itself. I love it. It's great. Cool. Well, thank you everyone, as always, for watching. Audiences, oh god, there's so many places you could have watched us on Twitch, watched us on YouTube, watched us on other things, podcasted, listened to us, every single audience member. Thank you so much for engaging with our content. We couldn't do any of this without you, so massive, massive thanks. And if you can, do comment, like, subscribe, share, retweet, all of those lovely different things you can do to content to make it go more places and let more people see it, because the more people do, the more we can keep doing, and we couldn't do any of that without your support. So thank you again for everything you do for us here. Massive thanks as well to our sponsors, Dark Dice, Level Up Dice, and Wormwood Gaming, without whom this also would not function. So massive thanks there too. And let's go around the table. How's everyone doing? Give us a little how you're doing right now, and maybe a little shout out for what you're up to at the moment. Starting with Bree.
I'm stressed. That was a lot more stressful than I thought it was going to be.
Yay! I have achieved.
Currently, I am working with Swordsfall. I'm an affiliate for the game. And I also have a shop called Here to Stay, where if you buy the merchandise, all the proceeds go towards creators of color in their communities. So the link is in my Twitter. You can follow me at Burrito with 3 E's and _. And yeah, that's it about me.
Awesome. Thank you. Dawn.
Oh wow, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the logistics of trying to figure out how we were going to get the water out. I like the salt flats a lot. I really like the exhaustion mechanic in D&D when it's used right. I think it provides a lot of opportunities. So I don't think I passed a roll all night, which is amazing. I loved that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I think it's great, right? Because you got to play that too. Like that's like every single little time that you stub your toe, every time you twist your ankle, every time you get this flower glass in your skin, or you can't sleep. Like that's all one extra level. So I enjoyed, I enjoyed that because it was fun to play, and that's part of the Dark Sun world. I think it's great. I'm looking forward to next week. Gulag has a plan. He hasn't shared it with anyone, but he has.
Okay.
As long as it's not like place my body between everyone else and the flame effect, because that's what it looked like so far, which can confirm would suck. So yeah.
Well, we'll see how terrible it goes next week when it happens.
Yeah.
But for me, I love being here. I'm Jonathan Fry. I'm the creative director here at LFM Network. I DM the sister campaign, Journey to the Obsidian Spire, on Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're enjoying this, check out that one too. There's a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of crossover. A lot of the things that happen here matter there and vice versa. So please check us out then as well as all of our other shows that we're running right now. We have a ton of great shows this season with a lot of talented folks, and I felt very lucky to get to have fun with them and play games.
Excellent. Good.
Hi, wowie, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the RP that happened in the first half, and I really enjoyed the predicament that we are in the second half. Really a lot of fun. Thank you for that. Yeah, everybody, it was really cool playing with you and role playing with you all today. My name's Cord, or Mythomatic. I am a role player and voice actor and streamer here on Twitch. Find me on my channel or find me on Twitter, where you can see what I'm doing on my channel or what I'm doing in general. It was really awesome. I can't wait to play again next week. I also am the producer, so I do a lot of things involving sound and stuff and blah, blah, blah. So if it seems like I'm not paying attention or I'm flicking on something, it's because I'm probably turning on music or pressing the wrong button. But this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Hurdy-gurdy's got to come from somewhere, buddy. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's Wait for it.
There it is. Yeah, the horrible hurdy-gurdy that never ends.
It'll never end. This is the hurdy-gurdy that goes on and on. That's not it. Anyway, I was going to make it. Let it that way.
Oh, man. This was so much fun. Rick has really delved into the part of me that just thinks first and does the thing first and then realizes the consequences after. Mm-hmm. Such as pushing a barrel in with a rope attached to it and forgetting to tie that to something. Because,
I enjoyed
it. It's great. Derail everybody with laughter for a good couple minutes. It's solid.
Of course. Very good.
But yes, this was exciting. I'm sure we'll be fine next time. I'm sure we won't face those consequences at all. It's great. Cool. Fine. Whatever. But yes, I'm Kiana. Y'all can find me over on Twitter at KianaS. Best way to figure out I'm doing, multi-internet, doing social role-playing things. When I'm not here on LFM, I am usually on my channel, Salty Sweet Games, where we do a bunch of TTRPG stuff and video game things. But yeah, so I'll be back and see what happens next, because stress.
Salty Sweet Games couldn't be better titled for today. Thank you very much, Kiana. Toby.
Hi. I'm at Toby Osmond on Twitter, Mr. T. Osmond on the gram, and at Toby Osmond Actor on Facebook.
You can gram.
The Graham.
I'm one of the young peoples now.
You are nearly 40 years old. Do not call
one
it
of the
young
people. I know all the shiminy, shaminy, snoochum, oochums. Yeah, you can find me. I recently did a 365 Flicks podcast interview, so check that out. They're all geeks there. They love D&D. I had something funny to say. I can't remember what it was. Oh well.
Story of your life.
Oh yeah, like Rysar's got an intelligence of 20 and a high drive for sort of self-preservation and like completing goals. He's like, they just threw a barrel down without a rope. Just gonna go back to the ship. I think. I got my water skins.
Good choices were made, I feel. Good choices were made. Yep, good, lovely. Thank you very much, Toby. I'm Chris. You can find me here at LFM or on Adventurers Wanted, which is the RPG company I work with on when I'm not doing this. We currently have a new show on the D&D Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/D&D on Monday evening, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. BST. I'm also doing some events with them. Well, I have done some events with them, depending on when this recording goes out. So, check me out there. Otherwise, I'm at Chris Hislop on Twitter, and you can always find more stuff I'm rambling about there. Cool, good. Well, again, thank you everyone here. Thank you everyone watching, listening, engaging. Thank you sponsors, and thank you again for watching. Keep watching the skies. Right, let's end it there. See you next week, everyone. Bye.